What have you learned from this? Well, if you weren't listening, you probably think I'm in a cult.
Well, hi, Cara. You and I used to be mutuals. It's good to see you again. Now, I remember you left this app and you came back and obviously rebranded, and we're no longer mutuals, and that's okay. But I do want to address some of the things you said in that video. So let's talk. I'll absolutely admit that I am not pretending to speak for you or anyone else within the LGBTQIA plus community. I'm only addressing the video that you made that I have tagged below where you talked about why you are voting for Trump. Because I disagree with your framing the self-reflection around the ideology that you espouse in that video. You said that this vote was a correction of political correctness, that it's not about sexism, racism, xenophobia, homophobia, or transphobia. You said that Donald Trump has been misquoted, misunderstood, and misrepresented by the left and mainstream media. I want to read to you something verbatim that Donald Trump said. And I have the video tagged below so you can see it for yourself. Quote, I will sign an executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures. We will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill that only genders recognized by the U.S. government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. End quote. There were some implications in your video that you would agree with part of that statement, but there is absolutely no way that that statement doesn't impact you in some way, shape, or form. You made a point that your vote was for yourself. You felt very strongly that you felt that everybody was putting you in a box and were really surprised that you would vote for Trump. Cara, you can absolutely be you. You can have zero responsibility for other people in the world. But Cara, people will cease to exist under the Trump administration. Trump has already secured people for his new administration that are directly linked to Project 2025. And for months, the Republicans tried to tell us that that project didn't exist or it had nothing to do with Trump. And as we've seen recently, they're now admitting it, that it does. If you haven't read it, you probably should, because it is all about extinguishing the rights of the LGBTQIA plus community. It advocates for the elimination of same-sex marriage and the right for same-sex couples to adopt. They want to deny you access to health care. It also wants to give employers the right to fire you simply because of your sexual or gender identity. Now, you did say something in the video about your skin color probably having something to do with your privilege. Even though you didn't agree with it, I absolutely do. Whether your proximity to power is coming from your skin color or the cross around your neck that you wear in some of your videos, or perhaps you're one of the lucky ones that has an exit strategy that will pluck you out of danger. Whatever it is, Cara, your video does not reflect the type of messages and emails that I'm receiving from the LGBTQIA plus community begging for help, fearing for their lives. Here's what my self-reflection looks like, Cara. Human rights are never given, they're fought for. And some of the rights that are at risk go back to the 60s with the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. Here's another way my self-reflection is showing up. I'm leaving in a few minutes to go meet a trans woman who is also Black. Her existence looks nothing like yours. You know the statistics about what happens to Black trans women, but you know what? You're right. You are not obligated to spend any time worrying about what's happening in the trans community. You are not a monolith, but you are also not free to pretend that their rights are not at risk.